Welcome back to another episode of Cleveland Rock Shop Talk. Today we've got Rob Kovacs.
Hey, thanks for having me, Ryan.
What is music to you personally?
I learned this in college, organized sound and silence. So however you decide, the artist, to organize it, however you put the frame around it, that's music. There's all kinds of music and sounds out there, and it doesn't have to be harmonious. It just has to be from someone who says, this is sound grouped together, and I think you should listen to it, and hopefully it creates some sort of emotional response. I definitely love all kinds of music, the pretty stuff, the beautiful stuff, the angry, the ugly stuff. Yeah, I love it all.
Awesome. So speaking of music that you do enjoy, can you tell me about some artists that influence your work?
From the beginning, early on, I definitely fell in love with the Beatles in high school, or before high school. Driving to school, my mom would listen to 102.1 soft rock. So that has more of an influence than I think is cool to admit. But a lot of yacht rock. Nowadays, I just love yacht rock. So video game music, growing up with the video game sounds of like Mega Man 2 and Zelda and Mario and all these NES and SNES sounds, Secret of Mana. I didn't realize at the time how much influence that had. But those type of harmonies, a lot of mixed mode mixture, fast syncopated rhythms, and the synth sounds have all been a huge influence. College and beyond, learning more contemporary classical like Steve Reich or Penderecki, or I'm not going to hear a lot of Penderecki in my music, but I love it. Sufjan Stevens is a huge influence. Ben Folds 5, obviously, Jamiroquai, and then more recently, Lewis Cole I absolutely love. He's like one of my favorite artists. Lewis Cole and Jacob Collier, brilliant. And and then more just video game. I'm discovering a lot more video game music these days, which has been really, really inspiring and fun. Composers like David Wise and Takashi Tataishi's Mega Man 2. And
Awesome. Everybody loves
awesome.
this. Yeah, I know.
It was an awesome theme. It's a great thing.
It's a great tune.
Dude, that's usually the first level that people end up playing on Mega Man 2. At least that's the one that we would usually start with.
Are you the same person on stage as you are sitting in front of me, or do you adopt some kind of persona or altered state of mind when you're performing?
I try to be pretty authentic. I might be a more animated and entertaining version of myself, but it is definitely myself. I'm not creating a character or something. Being authentic is pretty important to me. If I'm not, I feel off. I feel unhappy. So music's obviously very important. When I'm not working on music, or if a big chunk of my life is kind of devoid of music, I've learned this time and time again that I just get depressed, extremely depressed. So after learning that lesson enough, it's like, okay, I'm gonna focus on music big time. And when I play and perform, whether it's on stage or streaming on Twitch or anything, I feel very authentic and genuine and happy to be there, happy to be performing. And yeah, I hope that comes through. When you're using your art, like music's very personal, and it definitely means a lot to me. When I was using it just to make money and not for art, then it had a negative effect overall. So I'm really careful what I accept, what kind of music jobs I accept and what I don't.
If you could play a show with any musician, who might you pick?
Man, I mean, I would love to, I guess both, either open up for and play with like Lewis Cole or Jacob Collier. They're also like so much better. So it's like, oh man, I would feel a little inferior. But I would love to play but both of them are just brilliant people and musicians. So I'd love to either play a show with or collaborate with them in some way.
Is there an artist or album that you wish more people knew about or would get into?
Lewis Cole's like pretty popular, but also not as popular as I would like him to be. So I would like more people to get into Lewis Cole. He's absolutely brilliant. My friend's band Herzog, I'd love for them to be more popular. I mean, Nick's a brilliant songwriter, and I've known him since I was 6. So, and he's been, working on it for his whole life. So I'd love to see And everybody in that band is so good.
If you could go back in time and say anything to yourself in high school, what might you say?
I would say you can do it. Be patient. You're on the right path. Just believe in yourself. That you can do it is kind of like, that's the main thing.
Mm-hmm.